Hello, everybody. It's the TV Optimist, web series Optimist, whatever you want to fucking call it. Ollie, shut the fuck up, bro. Yeah, I haven't had one of those in a while. I gotta open the door for my cat, sorry. Oh, come on, buddy. Out you go. Fucking dick-headed piece of shit cat. God, I love that little fucker. I guess TV Optimist still counts because this is on Hulu, which you can use to watch things on your television. So, but it's also a web series. It started as a web series. It's BuzzFeed Unsolved, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! True crime. The 5th season. I'm only doing season 5 today. I'm still not caught up with the rest of the show. As always, we're gonna have fun. Favorite episode: the puzzling disappearance of Walter Collins. This was a good season, but not mind-bogglingly batshit like others. My favorite episode was one they made a film about. Go and watch Christine and talk about depressing and maddening. I can't believe this shit actually happened. Boy, we're going to talk about this for a second. And we're probably going to talk about it again when I review Christine, whenever that is. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm so fucking fat. BuzzFeed Unsolved. I'm talking way too fast. That's my problem. I need to slow it down. That's what I gotta do. The eerie case of the Watcher. I don't remember. The unusual Australian shark arm murders. Yeah, every time they'd kill a shark, they'd find an arm in there. Just an arm, just a regular arm, just one arm. The suspicious case of the Reykjavik confessions. Reykjavik. The unexplained murder of Bugsy Siegel. The horrifying Texarkana phantom killer. The shocking Florida machete murder. The puzzling disappearance of Walter Collins. The curious death of Vincent van Gogh. The impossible disappearance of Dorothy Arnold. So let's talk about this Walter Collins case real quick. I think we should talk about my favorite at least. Collins' son disappeared. Walter Collins. Yeah, Walter. Walter Collins disappeared on March 10th, 1928, after she gave him money to go to the cinema. Walter's disappearance received nationwide attention, and the Los Angeles Police Department followed up on hundreds of leads without success. The police faced negative publicity and increasing public pressure to solve the case. Then, 5 months after Walter's disappearance, a boy claimed to be Walter was found in DeKalb, Illinois. Letters and photographs were exchanged before Christine Collins paid for the boy to be brought to Los Angeles. At the reunion, Collins said the boy was not Walter. She's like, this is not Walter. Under pressure to resolve the case, the officer in charge, Captain J.J. Jones, convinced her to try the boy out by taking him home. She returned 3 weeks later, again saying that he was not her son. So we gotta remember, what year was this? March 10th, 1928. Okay, and she was born in 1888. 1928. This is not my boy. A mom knows their babies. This is not my boy, she said. Try the boy out. It's probably yours. He probably just looks different from stress. This is not my fucking kid, right? Now, this is the 20s. So, hey, if you know what's good for you, you don't want one across the face, take the fucking kid home, right? Like, wow. Like, they're just like, hey, try the boy out. 3 weeks later, although she had dental records and backing from friends to prove her case, Collins said Jones accused her of being a bad mother and bringing ridicule to the police. Jones had Collins committed to the psychiatric ward at Los Angeles Country Hospital under a Code 12 internment, a term used to jail or commit someone who was deemed difficult or an inconvenience. The fucking audacity. Are you kidding me right now? Fuck, man. Yeah, it leaves out in this Wikipedia article. Another reason she knew, like she had the dental record, she had this, she had that. She gives him a bath, and she's like, he's not circumcised. Walter's circumcised. And they're like, oh, right. And like the dentist is like trying to argue with her, I think, at one point too. And it's like, oh, that can happen with the teeth. Like the bones regrow. Bones grow, like grow back or whatever. She's like, then how the fuck did his skin, how did his foreskin grow back? And they're like, oh, maybe you didn't give him a circumcision, or maybe they botched the circumcision. She's like, no, bitch, I was. Jones questioned the boy, who admitted to being 12-year-old Arthur Hutchins Jr., a runaway from Iowa. Hutchins was picked up by police in Illinois, and when asked if he was Walter Collins, he first said no, but then said yes. His motive for posing as Collins was to get to Hollywood so he could meet his favorite actor, Tom Mix. A fucking piece of shit kid. But, like, he's just being a kid. The police, bro. Collins was released 10 days after Hutchins admitted that he was not her son and filed a lawsuit against the Los Angeles Police Department. Collins won a lawsuit against Jones and was awarded $10,800, which Jones never paid. I gotta be quiet, my kids are sleeping. Motherfucker. 1929, Gordon Stewart Northcott was found guilty. Gordon Stewart Northcott was found guilty of abducting, molesting, and killing 3 young boys in what became known as the Wineville Chicken Coop murders. Northcott's mother, Sarah Louise Northcott, confessed in late 1928 to her participation in the murder of Walter Collins as being amongst her son's victims. Following her confession, she was sentenced without trial to life imprisonment for her role in Walter's death. The state chose not to prosecute Gordon Northcott for Walter's murder and instead brought him to trial for the murders of 3 other young boys, for which there was also forensic evidence. On February 13, 1929, he was found guilty for all 3 murders and sentenced to death. Despite these convictions, Gordon Northcott denied killing Walter Collins, and Sarah Northcott later attempted to rescind her confession and gave other scattered and inconsistent statements. Collins, who chose to believe her son was still alive, in spite of the guilty plea entered by Sarah Northcott to a judge, and corroborating testimony by Sanford Clark in the murder of Walter Collins, corresponded with Gordon Northcott and received permission to interview him shortly before his execution. Northcott pledged to explain the true account of her son's fate, but he recanted at the last minute and professed his innocence of any involvement. Collins was further encouraged by the appearance of another boy that Northcott had abducted and probably molested. The police initially thought the boy might have been a murder victim of Northcott's. Collins continued to search for her son for the rest of her life. Collins attempted several times to collect the money owed her by Jones, including a 1941 court case, and when she attempted to collect a $15,562 judgment in the Superior Court. She died in 1964 and was buried in Los Angeles. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, and yeah, it's worthy of Hollywood treatment. Of like, this is gonna be a movie. Clint Eastwood directed it. Angelina Jolie plays Colleen. What's her name? Christine Collins. Holy shit, Colleen Collins. Now I'm fucking turned around. It's maddening. It's fucking maddening. It makes me so mad that this shit actually happened. Like, and it still happens today. On not as grand a scale as this case, but like, women aren't believed, men aren't believed. Nobody believes anybody anymore. There's a lot of skepticism, and rightfully so. There are some liars out there on some accounts, and what I'm referring to is rape and other shit that goes on that is just like, no, that didn't happen. What? Did you have a rape kit done? No, it didn't happen. Whatever, shut up. You're just looking for attention. Well, now I'm not saying believe immediately anything like that, but like, if a mom gets her missing son back and says, that's not my son, that's not him, you don't go, ooh, maybe you're wrong, this is your boy. Like, what the fuck? It's not a dog. It's not like you got the same breed of dog and we're like, hey, here's your dog, and they're like, that's not Spot. Like, what are you talking about? Look, it all checks out. No, this is not my dog. This isn't Spot. Spot is not acting like Spot. usually X, so this is not Spot. This is a human being. This is a life. This is someone that she saw and was like, that's not Walter. It makes me so mad. It makes me so angry that it actually and it makes me even more like it makes me even more frustrated that she didn't get paid the amount that she fucking won. It's like the Redskins. We can talk about that in another video, but fuck. What happens when you beat someone in a court case and they don't pay? Like, what the fuck? The what? I just don't have the money. Cool, you better fucking find out how to get that money. I would not want to be buried in a city that tried to like pass off another kid as mine. This video was much longer than I planned it to be. But you guys have a good one. Take care. Thanks for watching. BuzzFeed Unsolved is great.